Welcome to Cosplay Cafe. I hope you all have had a great week, and I hope you're ready for our second Disney episode, back by popular demand. As you know, if you've watched even like a minute, we could talk your ear off about Disney all day long, all year long, probably, and a lot of our viewers could too. So, we're going to be talking Disney with Miss Keely, aka Lady Rat, and she's backstage. But before I bring her on, I'm going to play our credits. All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to bring one of my co-baristas on. Creely's off for the night. She is actually in Tennessee, not a little ways from our other Cereal Box Network Tennesseans, but including Miss Andrea. But anyway, so I'm going to bring Andrea on. So, hello, Andrea.
Looking hello, everybody. Tonight. Very fluffy. Very fluffy.
And very brave. You're looking very brave.
Yes. Yeah, every time I wear this, somebody goes, are you brave? I'm like,
yes, I am.
Well, I'm from Brave. Hey, yeah, we forget she has a name, but it's okay. It's okay when it's a little kid. When it's an adult, and I'm like, I should know better. I should.
Yes, but adults are like, well, I don't need to memorize those names.
They should. Everybody should. It's okay.
Agreed.
Hey, looky, guys. It's our mugs.
Yes. And if you go to our linktree.com/cosplaycafepod, you can get yourself some nice Cosplay Cafe swag. All our links are there, including a Redbubble link.
Now, I can tell you there's still Dr. Pepper in the mug. That's what I drink.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm on water tonight because I didn't have time to prepare my usual tea. So let's bring out our guest. You all have seen her before in our literary episode. She is super talented, and I just adore her. Her name is Keely, and she changed her name on me right after I made the title card. But it's okay. I love the new name, and you know what? This is why you work in layers with your Photoshop.
We were able to fix it quickly.
I mean, layers make everything so much easier.
As a colorist, I agree.
Yes. So, welcome, Keely. Hey, you're looking amazing.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me. Oh my goodness. This is like, it's something I've always wanted to do. And it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of a dream come true, honestly.
We're getting you out there to the masses now.
Yes.
All of our viewers can hear your voice to put with the face they've seen before.
And I have to say that I love that you're cosplaying a character that I've never seen cosplayed before. And
I've seen it one other time. I have a friend that does it, and that's it.
It was so funny because, like, when I first saw Tangled the series, it was like, yes, Rapunzel is everything, and I love her so much. But I always am weirdly, like, drawn to, like, the grumpy characters, and I'm very much not grumpy at all. Like,
it's the perfect thing. It's cosplay. It's being somebody you are not.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I cosplay so many badasses.
Well, yeah, I tell everybody that the princesses are me pretending to be graceful, and the superheroes are me pretending to be, super powered.
Yeah. it's a nice escape from reality. So it's like I get to put on something that I'm not used to, and I just get to like play. And one of my biggest things is I love like accuracy of like everything, and so building this costume was so much fun. Very annoying to my friends that had to go to the fabric shop with me, but I think
I end up doing a lot of solo trips of that.
I think I went to like 5 different shops just for this gray fabric, and even this fabric I was like, okay, fine, like this is the best one, I'll just roll with it. And my friend that was with me was like, can we please go home, it's 9:30 at night.
You're like, but this is utopia. How do you not realize this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be like, oh, it's 9:30 and we have to go home. Can we stay a little longer? I'll come go fabric shopping with you next time you need to be really picky.
Sounds great.
I'll take you to where one of our former guests took me in Atlanta called Fine Fabrics. You would die there. It's heaven for a cosplayer.
I want to go to there.
Fabric shopping is so much fun, but as like I've done a few quilts and like just fun sewing, and so anything fabric or yarn or like things that I can like just like hold for a while, I love it all.
Oh yeah, there's something about touching the fabrics and feeling them and getting to know
the texture,
how it's gonna hang and everything.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd for that. Such a nerd for it.
With really lush, pretty fabrics.
Okay, that's this one.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's my happy place.
Oh yeah, even if it's not expensive, but it feels expensive, you just kind of melt into it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like people that like ASMR. That's ASMR for cosplayers. Really nice fabrics.
Is fabric
accurate. And Keely, you already have the Garrett seal of approval. Our friend Garrett was on our last Disney episode.
He and his wife Nikki are amazing, and if they compliment your Disney cosplay, well, they go on the Disney cruises, they go to the theme parks.
Well, thank you.
You've gotten the approval from Garrett, so I think you're good.
Pretty sure Garrett knows more about Disney than just
all of us combined.
He
knows even like they know the music. They know the music
have more
stuff.
Like my light. I'm just like too pale, so it's like all of my lighting is like, here you go.
Oh yeah,
a light blob. But I did most.
Finding the right lighting is tricky.
I still haven't found it.
So I'm like ghostly even on a good day. So.
Oh yeah, no, super pale, part Irish here.
Yeah. Well, I finally got some like
foundation. Do you want to come around this way, Isabel? You want to come say hi?
We have a visitor.
Hi. Isabel, say hi to all Mama's friends. Who's on screen? Do you see Merida? And do you see Cassandra? Yeah.
Hi, Isabel.
Oh my goodness. Thanks for the snuggles.
Oh.
It's snuggle time.
Wow. She's just going to take over the show. She's got this.
My big girl. My big girl. So let's read some more comments. I think I've got just a buddy doing the show. I love you so much, sweetheart. All right. So John says, hello, beautiful princess people.
There's our Johnny.
Hey, Johnny. John is watching while waiting on a group for a ghost tour. John, I hope the ghost tour goes well.
I've really got to get up there and get to go take one of his ghost tours. I really want to do those.
And Garrett says, good evening, fellow Disney people. Hey, Garrett.
Garrett is the king of the Disney people. Or as we said, he's the Hatter, and that is best Disney princess.
And Derek says, hey, hi, howdy, nerdesses. Hi, Derek.
I love
He gave us all the hellos.
I haven't heard that before. That's great. I might
gonna have to start using it.
Hi, do you like Sebastian, sweetheart? Yeah, you can play with Sebastian. Yeah, is he squishy? It's almost bedtime over here, so he's sleepy and curious.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I saw 8 o'clock and I was like, oh, cool. I have a lot of time to get ready. And then I did the quick like calculations, and I was like, oh no, that's 6 o'clock for me. I gotta get ready faster.
Oh yeah. Yeah, being on West Coast, you know what? Just time zones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, we made it all up anyway. Like,
I said though, you know, when you go through time zones, it's kind of technically time travel. So
yes, it's quite literally.
I mean, it's time travel. Forward or backwards, you're gonna go somewhere.
When I went to New Zealand, I literally gained a day when I did that in high school.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Oh yeah, my best friend that lives in Japan.
My brother was just in a production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. He was Charlie Brown. And one of the quotes that just made me think of that was, well, in some places today is tomorrow and today is yesterday. So, you know, it's like,
what is time?
What is time? It's wibbly wobbly. Like,
there we go.
Yes,
we just did a crossover. We did a Disney Doctor crossover.
You know what?
I think a lot of our viewers would be totally okay with that because they like both. So.
I think that it is very possible, because since definitely most Disney, they're based on real places. Tangled and Rapunzel, they're Germany, so I mean, who's to say that it's not just like this little tiny island tucked away somewhere?
Just hold on.
Very Scottish. All right.
Off to bed.
Anyway, but no, like I said, whenever I put this on, I tell people don't expect the Scottish accent because I don't want to offend the entire country of Scotland.
Yeah, you can have bits and pieces. You don't get the full, like, all the time.
No, because like I said, I don't want to offend every single person in the entire country of Scotland. It's not.
You can only do it when you're like
perfectly alone. When I'm alone, practicing it,
or
and
when
then you
you're
get in front of somebody.
Yeah.
Like, and then I do like kids events, and I get in front of them. I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna do the accent, and as soon as I open my mouth, they get my full-on Southern American accent.
Yeah, you're like, no, sorry, it's just not gonna happen.
It's like, I would love to pull it off, but let's just do what I'm comfortable with. Kids don't really care. All they care about is seeing the character, and they get excited.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Though I've gotten called Anna in this before.
Interesting.
I guess redhead, blue. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I got called Elsa once while I was wearing my Lois Lane, the blue dress from the 78 Superman, which I could kind of see.
The dress, yes, but the hair.
You know what though? I just played along. It was in the middle of summer, so I was like, yes, and I will try to send some ice your way because we're really hot.
Yeah.
Like
my
Aurora, I'm gonna play along with it.
Yeah. Yep. I'm Cinderella, I'm Elsa, I'm everything but Aurora when I am Aurora. At least in the blue.
No love for Aurora.
My stepmom is obsessed with Aurora and Sleeping Beauty, and every time I see something with the blue dress, I send it to her because I'm like, it's the blue dress, because we're all very like blue dress purists. We're like, it was originally
now
blue
see,
dress.
As I was showing, mine can actually also be pink.
That's amazing.
But the blue looks better. It's what she wears the most.
Yeah.
And the only reason they put her in the pink is because when they rebranded Cinderella, when it was re-released, everything was turned from the silver dress to blue.
Yeah.
And I guess they couldn't have two blondes in a blue dress.
Well, no, that would I mean,
I guess not. They're two different. They even have different shades of blonde and different hairstyles.
Everything.
Everything. But, whatever. So she got stuck in the pink dress.
They're very they're picky.
Yeah. Just gonna make it purple instead and make it blue and pink together and then be done.
Hey, I mean,
I would be okay with
I've
that.
seen ones that are like the splotchy ones, and I love those. Those are very I just there's something about like the splotchy, messy look that I just love.
The way they pull it off. I also have seen the ones that use that color shifting.
Oh, yeah.
I want to so bad, but I have seen how much that fabric costs.
Yeah, that's the next.
my bank account goes, you have a mortgage to pay. You can't have that. Because to make a ball gown out of that would cost.
Yeah, I'm doing the math in my head and I'm scared.
Yeah, no, and this isn't even the biggest one that I can make.
If you want to fund this, you can.
I need a new Aurora because this one is 6 years old and she's been through the ringer.
Seen some things.
Well, and since it's reversible and made of bridal satin, it's like wearing 2 heavy dresses plus a corset and a petticoat and heels and a wig and crown and necklace. So
because you got to cosplay for the comfort, right?
Yeah, totally. I don't wear the pink enough to warrant wearing 2 dresses anymore.
Yeah.
And yes, Derek, now is the time for you to. Derek asks if it's the time for him to make what he guesses are his now customary cosplay recommendations. And Keely, he does have some suggestions for you already. He looked at your picture and he's like, I already have something for her.
Derek is like, he can pick the best suggestions for you, like characters you never would have thought of, and you're like,
So okay, hit her, Derek.
Hit us with all your best recommendations. We're ready.
With your best shot.
Ooh, we got a new song.
Come on. Your best shot. I will turn that into new merch. I don't know. Just for Derek.
It's someone.
Just for
Yes.
Derek.
Derek corner.
Yes. Hit me with your best cosplay shot.
There we go.
Ooh.
We can make it Hamilton inspired.
Yes.
Oh.
So Derek says Raven, which he told me before, and yes,
I could definitely see Raven.
Also Domino and Queen Elizabeth I. I want to see all of these.
Yes.
I will.
I love that Derek likes to make historical figure recommendations for cosplayers.
Yes.
Because I am a history costuming nerd. I love historical clothing. So when those kinds of recommendations come up, I'm like, let's do this. Let's have a historical women, badass women of history group.
That would be fun.
What Derek is trying to assemble here, I think, because he's
I think so. Yeah, I forgot which one he suggested for me, but it's somewhere in our messages.
I know. I am going to be Joan of Arc, which I am planning. So, Keely, which of those suggestions are you going to consider?
I really, as soon as I saw Raven, I was like, oh my gosh, yes.
That was the one that
it's with the wig you have on right now, it is 100% you could do Raven.
And this is actually one of the first wigs that I've actually ever styled, myself.
I hate styling wigs.
I've never really done it before, and this was actually a really choppy, about shoulder length wig. And
that scares me to cut them so bad.
Oh,
you're brave.
Well, I have scissors. Let's just do it. And if I have to buy another off Amazon, then so be it. But
at least you didn't cut an expensive Arda wig or something that. Yeah, no.
No, not me and my bank account.
Yeah, no. Nobody said that cosplay was done by the rich.
No.
Okay, Boudica. Okay, yeah, that's what I get to be a warrior queen.
I love this.
Which
I'm for it.
We need to start a spreadsheet for all of Derek's suggestions for us and all our guests.
All of our guests. We've had guests stop and take out their phone and Google these characters.
Mm-hmm. And they're he's always right. So Garrett says Cinderella and Blue mainly started in the parks. His understanding is they thought silver looked too much like a wedding dress. Okay, I can see that.
I heard that that's why they changed it to blue, because they said it was too much wedding dressy.
And then with Aurora and pink, it's why human Ariel in the parks gets a seafoam green dress that she never actually wears in the movie. Okay, so I have a rant about Ariel's pink dress.
Oh, yes. I love it.
Because Ariel was my favorite Disney princess growing up.
Yeah. And she was our era. She is what started our era getting into Disney.
And my hair was much redder as a kid, and I felt really bad about it until Ariel came out. So I really have a soft spot for her. So why did she have so many color schemes? She had the green tail,
with the purple shells.
With the purple.
Whereas all of her sisters matched. They had whatever their shells were, their tails
were. What were you doing,
were.
Ariel? What were you doing?
She's
and
special.
then
she was feeling the 80s, y'all.
That's a good point. Okay. But then she had the
She
really
was feeling
pretty
the
blue
80s.
village dress. But then she switches to the pink dress, which also like that bold pink with red hair is kind of a lot.
Not a lot of people can pull that actual look off.
I am not sad that Ariel doesn't get her pink dress in the park.
Dress. The seafoam green one is really pretty.
It's so
very
pretty. And it makes so much more sense for a mermaid, even though, granted, Ariel gave up being a mermaid. And, like, that's also another thing.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a mermaid as a kid. And the fact about Ariel is that she literally stopped being the most interesting thing about her.
The whole switcheroo.
It's like, do you realize what's going to happen? You're going to live on land and it's boring
and there's taxes and
even though you just married the prince.
Taxes. The taxes are paid to her.
That's true. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking more of myself, I think.
But she has to think about it, and you just get to swim and play with the fishies all day.
Okay, deal with words.
I wanted to be a mermaid at the same time because of the nearly drowning trauma I had at 3 years old. I hated being in the water, but I was like, I want to be a mermaid too. I'm like, wait, you can't swim. I'm like, you can't swim. Why do you want to be a mermaid?
Because you can't swim, and if you're a mermaid, you could swim.
I guess. I also wanted to be Maleficent because she could turn into a dragon.
Oh, absolutely.
Be a dragon.
I would love to be Maleficent. Also, how petty is that, like, okay, I have a love-hate relationship with the Angelina Jolie Maleficent because
I do too.
Because I'm sorry, she was the best villain because her only motivation was they didn't invite her to a party.
I know.
Absolutely.
Oh, I thrive on pettiness, and Maleficent is queen of petty.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're like, oh no, actually she was wrong. I was like, I like her just being mean for being mean.
Me too.
I don't need every villain to be misunderstood. Sometimes I just want them to be horrible.
Yes,
just to be horrible.
Looking at you Once Upon a Time and Cruella de Vil movie.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the movie, and I like Emma Stone, and the movie's costumes look amazing, but I can't find any redeeming quality in someone that wants to make a coat out of puppies.
No.
Cruella had me, like, I watched it with my family, and I was straight up, I think I screamed at one point, because I was just like, oh my gosh, the dresses, like,
the costuming is beautiful.
I just want to sit and just like design. I think I actually, after watching it, I think I bought like one of those design dresses like forms off of Amazon, and I just had a whole book, and I was like, I'm gonna design dresses, and then I think I got like one stroke in, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that.
Y'all don't want to know. I wanted to be a fashion designer, and then I wanted to be a costume designer. I literally have binders full of things I've designed, from regular clothes to just the most outlandish fantasy costumes. I've made a few, but there's like, just for one thing my friends and I were creating, there's over 200 costumes I designed for the various characters we created.
Wow.
So one of my very first cosplay was one of the original designs I did. And yeah, so I wanted to be a wedding dress designer. I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I did design one wedding dress. I designed my sister's wedding dress almost 25 years ago. So, yeah, I didn't sew back then. Mom and a friend made that one.
But you designed it.
Yes, I was only 14 when she got married. I did not make her wedding dress. I didn't start sewing until I was 18.
When you designed her wedding dress?
Yeah.
Prodigy. That's amazing.
Yeah. I'll have to dig up pictures of it and share with you guys.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see that. I'm also obsessed with like all of the, I think it's Next in Fashion on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Every time I go on Netflix, I just make sure that there's not a second season, because I'm like, I loved that show.
Some shows will do that to you, and you're like I used to watch Project Runway just for the ideas, because I don't care for reality TV, but the challenges they would give them, I'm like, what would I have designed in that place?
Yeah.
That's how I am.
That was like the same with Face Off. I
love that
Okay. That show was actually the most positive reality competition because everybody, instead of being like, I'm going to tear up their design, they're over there like, I can't figure out the sculpt. They're like, we're going to get it. We're going to get it.
Okay, I'll throw another eyeball on there. It'll look great.
I lost my mind when they did the Monster High episode back in the day.
That was such a good episode.
I want to do some more Monster High cosplay, so I was watching it like.
Now that like on TikTok where like there's more Monster High stuff coming out, I'm like, should I like?
Yes.
Thinking about it.
I have a few on my list. The body paint
purse/bank account may not agree with that, but the answer is always yes.
Yes.
Unless we can find us some good cosplay beneficiaries, just saying. If anybody wants to throw money our way, we will not be mad if you want to throw a little cash our way.
We are looking for sponsors actively.
Yes. I know I have these pictures somewhere at some point. There they are. Let me see if I can just send it to you.
Send it to me so I can pop it up on screen.
This was, my sister got married almost, this December will be 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So, okay, just send it to you, Kelly. I might have to get you an up close one of her dress. And it was so pretty. She got married in December, and her lace had snowflakes in it.
Oh.
And my mom hand beaded all of her lace, too.
Oh, my word.
So, there you go.
Thank you. So, is your mom the one who taught you to sew, Andrea?
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah, I learned everything I know from her. She's the reason my brothers, my sister, and I are also overly creative, I think.
That's my aunt, my great aunt that helped me sew this.
That's what I love is sewing is something that does get passed through family members. It's not always I went to a class or I sat down and learned it. It's like a lot of cosplayers you hear, well, where'd you learn? My mom or my grandmother or my aunt. Yeah. It's cool. It's a passed down talent instead of just something. I mean, yes, some people do just literally sit down and go, I'm going to figure this out. But it's very much
I did a little bit of both. Oh,
look at how pretty.
That's my sister 25 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I was 14 years old.
You're just
so
like,
we haven't even asked you how you got into cosplay. I'm sorry.
Yes, we jumped right into Disney love.
I don't even remember. I think it was just like I went to Disney. I think my first time I went, I was like 6, and then it was pretty much from there. I mean, I get obsessed with things, and it's like I want to be that person so bad, and then I was like, oh, I can. Sign me up. I'm in. But I sent you that picture of my very first cosplay.
Yes. Yep.
At my very first con. Oh, that's Disneyland.
Not that one.
That one's Disney World in 2020, but that is very first.
Look at how cute little baby Keely is.
The baby.
Little baby.
We all love our first cosplay. It's always that little special spot.
Yeah. And it was just like, there was I remember this little tiny Finn. He was maybe like a maybe 7 or 8-year-old, and he was dressed up as Finn, and he's just like, Marceline! And I'm just like, that's me, yes.
That's the adult reaction is one thing, but the kid reaction to you in costumes, they recognize that you can literally be having the worst day and a little kid recognizes you and it's all over you. Just it's like the clouds part, the sun comes out, you're just,
my heart is just gonna explode.
You kind of feel the Grinch thing where your heart grew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a definitely feel.
Pretty much just downhill from there. Like, all right, I'm just gonna everywhere I go, and most of my stuff, honestly, except for some of the newer things that I've done, most of them are just like Goodwill finds, and I'm just like, I will go and scour and try to find the best thing, and then like the night before I'm like, okay, I can't buy it, let's go to Walmart, let's go to like places that have more generic stuff. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm a crazy thrifter as well, so it's just throw
I know a
everything
lot
just
of
in
people
case.
that do that, and it's amazing.
I have like, I don't know, I have like a weird hidden talent where I can just like walk into a Goodwill and I find like all the best stuff, and I'm just like, I can just pick something up and be like, yep, that'll fit me, and I don't even have to try it on. I'm just like, all right, and everyone's like, you're not gonna try that on? And I'm like, oh no, it's fine. I'll repurpose it for something if it doesn't fit.
Yep.
You're like me. If it doesn't fit, I'll either cut it up or I'll give it to somebody that does.
Yeah.
I've literally costumed like theatrical productions, but through Goodwill. So
that's the way to do it.
You can get a lot of good steampunk pieces from Goodwill.
Oh yeah.
If you dig through, you can find some good stuff for steampunk in there.
Definitely.
And we are halfway through the episode, which means
already
it's catwalk time. Keely, you have seen episodes before. I forgot to talk to you about, but you remember the catwalk?
I believe so.
Okay, we're just standing up, turning around, and showing off our costume.
Showing off as best you can.
Yeah,
it usually ends up.
Spot.
One of us usually almost falls over.
Room,
it's fine.
That's fine. Like, do what you can.
I mean, this is really like the majority of it. I mean, it's all like, this is like leather that we literally sewed, and then they're cuffs, and then I have gloves that I just stick under them.
I've seen people do that to have the big cuffs on gloves,
gauntlets.
Yeah.
And then just, I mean, this is like a maxi dress, like, nice. That just goes under it, and then I just puffy painted her
paint to your friends.
Yeah, and then this was like the sweat and tears, where the tunic, where I was just like, it has to be perfect. I'm freaking out. But it has like a little pattern on it that I was just like, I mean, it's fine. It's not like, it's like these little squares, but it's like, but it's the perfect color. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah. The color that
I hate dyeing fabric, so if I can find the right color, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah. Like, I've never done it, but yeah. And then the pants, I got different scraps of fabric that I had, and I just sewed on the ends, and then just I tied them every time, and then I painted the little stripes on the pants.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I have that little side cut of my like poorly blurry picture that I sent you as well, that has the full kind of like the layout.
Let me pull that.
This will be her catwalk. We'll show the picture.
Yes, yeah.
It didn't.
But and I have like
beforehand, so hold up.
I got these little like leather boots that were not the right color at all, but I read that if you put like coconut oil on leather, it darkens them. And so I was like, oh, I'm trying that. And it worked. But then when they kind of get cold, they turn kind of like milky. So you just have to like warm them up and then, like re-rub the coconut oil back into it.
There we are.
Great look.
Yeah.
I love it.
With the belt, and I have a few little pouches and stuff, and then I have a little dagger that I tuck in there.
You have the pose and the expression.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got that like, why do I gotta be stuck with this princess all the time? Yeah. I haven't watched all of it. I've seen episodes, and she really is. She's kind of just like, she needs to calm down a little bit.
Banter is everything.
I love it.
Like,
well, he needed somebody that could keep up with him.
Yeah, and then just Rapunzel in the middle, just all like, we're good here.
She's in her own little Rapunzel world.
For being so
I love her
after everything she went through. I love her.
Well, and that's my favorite thing about the show too, because the show really delves into like her trauma and like going and going.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll spend the rest of my life with you, and then looking around and going, oh my gosh, I'm just basically trapped again, and her going, no, I want to go on adventures. I want to see.
She's like, I'm 18. I've got so much ahead of me.
Yeah, she's like,
and literally spent 18 years locked in one room.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and she's just so like everything that like I aspire to be, and just so it's like every day I'm just like, okay,
she's actually a really good princess role model. She's really good, like, because she's definitely been manipulated and mistreated, but she came out of it. She's like, okay, I know this happened, but I'm gonna make the best of it.
Yeah. But that's my favorite part about the show, is that it really it highlights a lot of things that you watching the movie, you're like, oh yeah, that happened, but like, yay, the movie's over. But it's just like, well, it's not like it's
there's still more story to go.
Yeah. So
that's what you don't get with the movies. That's why I like when they do the shows. You get more story of the character. What happened after the happily ever after.
Yeah. Right. Which hers is the perfect story to do that with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'm glad. I mean, I wish they would have done more seasons, obviously, but I am really happy with how they wrapped everything up too. So
I'm gonna eventually watch the rest of it.
And then once you do, reach out to me, because I will scream about it for days. So
I got a few friends. I need to send my friend Liz your way. She and her husband Drew do Rapunzel and Flynn. We've shared them in the past on here, and they are fabulous. But yeah, she will fangirl over the show. She has her room is decorated in Rapunzel stuff. Like her craft room is all Rapunzel stuff.
That's at my dad's house. I have a few pictures on my Instagram, but I do a lot of recreation art, like painting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've recreated her wardrobe, which was very hard because there's not a lot of just like front shots of her wardrobe and all of her little paintings that she has on it. So there was a lot of deep diving on the internet, and actually watching some videos from what was that game that they had with the little characters, that it was kind of like the Skylanders version.
I have some of those because of the characters. Oh
yeah, I know what you're talking about. With it like came with little action figures, right?
It's like Infinity or something.
Yes,
like Disney
Infinity.
Yeah, and like there was a scene where it has more of the wardrobe than it does in the.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm just like,
we need to see a picture of this.
Yeah, I have it on my Instagram. I can send it your way, but and I did like the Snuggly Duckling sign, and I actually put it on a piece of wood and stained the wood, and like.
She's gone beyond the cosplay. She's like, I got it all.
Yeah.
See, Garrett, now if Garrett's a Disney Infinity, so once again the Disney Master has. But
like, yes.
no, I'm gonna have to connect you and Liz together, because y'all would. She might want to come find your wardrobe and take pictures in front of it.
Hey,
even though she's here in Memphis, so that'd be a little bit of a trip.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trip.
She might like do that if she's that big of a fan.
Yeah, she's very.
I kind of want to do
very
that.
much. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Rapunzel's been on my list to cosplay before. I've made it for someone else, but I've never cosplayed it myself. I got so many costumes on my list. My costume list is
also Andrea. You and I still need to do our catwalk.
Oh
yes, please.
You want me to go first, or you go it?
I'll get up.
All right.
Speaking of thrifting, this skirt was a thrifted dress. So, too sexy for my cosplay. I'm too sexy for my cosplay.
You are, because them sleeves want to stay in, right?
Sleeves, I'm Ariel a la Esmeralda tonight, because this is still a work in progress.
Honestly, who doesn't want to be the animated Esmeralda? I don't want to be book Esmeralda, because she's absolutely terrible. The actual Hunchback of Notre Dame book is... Disney made it way better. I want to be Disney Esmeralda. The feminist icon that she is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Andrea is too sexy for her cosplay. She's too sexy for her cosplay.
Look at
so
this
sexy.
monstrous wig. And the floof. And as I said earlier to Kelly, I polled my social medias, and Merida won out by 1 vote across all of them. So that's why Aurora and Snow White are with me. She beat Aurora by 1 point. So that's why they're hanging out tonight.
I love that.
And I've got so many costumes, guys. I don't know if I'm ever going to make it through all of them in this show. Also, I just space bagged a whole bunch of them because they don't fit anymore. Of course, it's only do so much, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that. And Keely, I have a couple more pictures from the literary episode.
Yes.
That I bring out again. So if you want to just say a little bit about
fluffy wigs and lip gloss don't go together, y'all.
Yes, my Nesta. So
she's on my list to cosplay.
Oh, she's so good. Another grumpy character that I just gravitate.
She has a lot of reason to be grumpy.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
Nesta, I don't like when people hate on her. She actually has good reason to be.
And I actually had a friend of mine, because I was like, I just couldn't get through A Court of Silver Flames because it was just, it didn't feel. It felt more like a fan fiction, and I was like, the characters didn't seem right. And then my friend pointed out, well, it's in Nesta's point of view.
So it's different.
That's how she sees those characters, and my mind was blown, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go finish
Once I got into it, I was in, but it took me a little bit to get in. I agree.
Yeah, but I absolutely
love her.
Her hair was really fun to do because she always has kind of like that braid crown.
They always talk about hers wrapping around her head. And that's why when I remember seeing this for our literary episode, I'm like, you did the hair right. Because most people still do it kind of down. So they always talk about it's like a coronet around her head. It's always up because she's the more regal of the sisters.
Yeah, she's the don't mess with
she's
me.
The older sister. She's kind of the bitchy one, but so she's got the uptight hair,
the regal expression down.
Oh yeah. No, she's always talking about she always looks down on people, so it's the perfect expression.
Yeah. And then my Manon,
yes.
I love her so much. She is
another feisty character.
Yes, another grumpy character. That's my go-to.
She's also a witch, which is really awesome.
Yeah, she's the same author, and everybody always was like, I always see Manon characters with like red lips and all this, and I'm like, no, she has blue blood. Like literally, her face would be a little tinted blue. She'd have the blue lips unless she was wearing
the witches literally have the blue blood in them.
Yeah, but so that's like kind of, it was like a last minute decision where I was like, no, I'm doing the blue. So I just threw on some eyeshadow on the lips and tinted the cheeks, and that was like. It was perfect. Really I need the red cape, but it's the fabric. It's the texture. I need to have the right fabric for it. But those are my gals. I love them.
So good.
She loves her grumpy characters.
Yes.
We have our viewer submissions, so.
Which we got quite a few.
Yes. I saw that.
This one came from a Disney cosplayers group. They saw yours in the picture and they're like, I have a variant. And I'm like, we're showing it off.
Yes.
They didn't give me
Rudiger.
They didn't give me any social medias to tag though, which really sucks. I would like for people to be able to follow this person.
I saw a post saying that variants, their last name is Rudiger. So he named his raccoon Rudiger. And so his raccoon's name is Rudiger. So fun facts.
And this is our Robin.
Robin. We love Robin. And she made that to wear for Halloween once, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, that is Disney."
Yes, it's very good. I love it.
This is my mom. This was my mom's very first cosplay 3 weeks before her 71st birthday.
She's so cute.
It was perfect. My mom loves to sing and entertain people, and she is my fairy godmother. So it was the perfect costume for her.
I love it. I love your mom, and I love this costume.
Her cape?
I made mom's costume and mine. Yes. Yeah.
Good. It's perfect.
And this is my friend Emily, aka Victory Born Cosplay, and that's her as part of a Jedi Disney Princess group. If you squint, you can see Crayley as Jedi Ariel, and then of course that's
So
Emily
good.
up top as Ariel in her
The sail dress.
her sail
Yet
dress.
another costume of hers.
Ariel got a lot of outfits.
Yep. And this is my friend Beth, the laughing rat. So when Keely, when you changed your name, I smiled because I'm like, Beth would love that name.
Yeah, I'm
And Beth is actually going to
literally.
be our next
People are
guest.
like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "I'm just a human rat. Like I'm just a personified rat. Like
Rats are awesome.
And
I have a friend that
rats.
has pet rats, and they're amazing.
That's
I
my
want pet
friend
rats.
Beth has several pet rats, so that's why her name. But yeah, so she's amazing. She's very talented.
This Lulu's cosplay, they shared us on our prop episode, but they make all the armor. This is her daughter and her Ariel armor that she made for her. I love this. This is so creative and different.
Yeah.
Like if you guys follow her at some point, she does amazing prop stuff.
Yes. Okay, and so these are my friends Amber and Kevin, the cosplay dad and Koala Cosplay. They do so much Disney cosplay, and they're just incredible.
I love it. They're
first off a father-daughter cosplay duo.
I know, so right?
Awesome. So awesome. I love it.
Good.
And our friend of the show, Pastel Goth Sloth.
Yeah,
they do some amazing stuff.
And then the Bill Cipher, which is Disney.
Yes.
Yes.
This is actually one of my theater students, Isabella. But she goes by Bella, which is perfect for her to be Belle. I actually gave her sewing lessons to make the yellow ball gown she has on. She made that. So I had to share her. She is such a beautiful Belle. And she's also a ballerina, so she's got that grace.
A ballerina.
Yeah, a ballerina. There we go.
Sorry, I had to.
Yes.
And this is my other Isabella theater student. I made her Tinkerbell outfit. They did a birthday party with me, and so I made her a Tinkerbell to do this little girl's birthday party.
So good.
She's
so cute.
And I made this one too. These are several of my theater students. I made her Anna. The only thing is we've never gotten the detail down the center parts of the dress, but it still looks like Anna.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, obviously, Anna.
And this is my friend Alex. So when I made my Disney post, I specifically tagged her to call her out and make her send me pictures because she does some great Disney stuff.
She's got so many good ones.
Yeah.
I know.
And look, there's Rapunzel in there for you.
Yes.
And this is my other theater student that I made her Snow White for. When I tried it on her, I was like, once I get it finished, then, if you want to put it on anytime, you can take it out of your closet. She goes, wait, you're giving it to me? I'm like, well, why else would I be fitting it directly to you?
Hold on.
And she's like, you just made 6-year-old me the happiest person ever. She's like, I've always wanted to be Snow White. I'm like, that's what cosplay is for.
Yeah.
To be the person you always wanted to be. Oh yeah, those 4 girls were just amazing.
I love it. I love this. Okay, so Derek has more suggestions for you. He says if you like grumpy characters, there's Morrigan from Dragon Age or Yennefer from I could.
Yennefer's always on my list.
Dragon Age gets suggested a lot
for me, so we could be Triss and Yennefer because
all right,
Triss is added to my list. The video game version because I really really like her video game outfit. Nothing against the
The show is great, but the video game costume is really cool looking.
It's so cool looking. It's more colorful.
Yeah. And her hair is
from the Suicide Squad. She was my favorite character.
I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh.
I still haven't watched the Suicide Squad. I was
very
burned by the first one.
The second one is very good.
I've heard different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's completely different. And
I saw the first one because my nephew is a bigger DC fan. And when he moved down here to go to college, it was like the first few weeks he lived here. So I was like, I'm going to take him out and we're going to do something together. and he wanted to go see Suicide Squad. And ever since then, I've been like,
I don't know.
Okay, the second one basically completely ignores the first one.
Yeah. Well, see, because when it comes to like, I'm one of those people, I only like Harley Quinn in her original incarnation in the animated series.
Yeah.
Because I feel like her and the very toxic Joker relationship is so glorified a lot that I tend to stay away from anything with that in it. So that kind of pushed me the wrong way with the original Suicide Squad.
Second one does not glorify it at all. They're both not.
Good.
Yes.
Good, because it should never have been glorified.
Oh, I know. I'm like, please, if anything,
guys,
go towards Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Like,
yes,
they are.
That is a much better relationship.
Everything.
Much better. Much better.
OTP.
Yes. I have so many. It's like, oh no, that's OTP has lost its meaning because it's not even the original anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
I have lots of OTPs, which, waters it down, so it's not really one true pairing.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it's the one at the moment that I'm talking.
But yeah, the whole time I was watching the Suicide Squad, I was just like watching the rats and just going, you guys are so cute.
Rats are cute though. People give rats such a bad rap.
Yeah.
He said my friend just lost their they had a hairless rat. I feel like my friend just lost one of their hairless rats, but it had the best name. It was Charles Xavier. It was a little bald rat, so they called it Charles Xavier.
Give him a little prop wheelchair and everything.
I was like, you named your. They also had a chicken that lost its eye, so its name was Chick Fury. And I'm like, yeah. My friend's also a big nerd. My friend Kay is a big nerd too, so they just name everything nerdy names. It's great.
Yeah. Well, my dog in my dad's house, his name is Flynn. His name is Flynn Rider. And when he's in trouble, we call him Eugene. And he knows when he's in trouble. And when the Eugene gets pulled out, he's like, "Ooh, I did bad."
And he's like,
I gotta go over there.
Yeah. Well, I have a dog named Belle, so yeah.
Yeah, all the I tried to name my cat Loki when we got her when we thought that she was a boy. And then my boyfriend convinced me to change his name his name at the time to Salem. And because he's a black cat, or she's
Sabrina.
And then I get all mixed up because I went to the vet and it was a very sudden change because they're like, oh, I keep calling him, but it is a girl. And I'm like, okay, my whole life is alive.
Let's see. I have Thor and Loki that are cats. And I was like, well, if they're boys or girls, it's going to work because Thor has been both. And Loki is gender fluid in comics and mythology. Yes. So it works. And they turned out to both be boys. So. Yeah.
But so she became Salem, and it's perfect because she's a black cat with big yellow eyes, and so it's
I love black kitties.
Very perfect.
I love her already.
Yes, she's adorable.
Please tell me you've done a Sabrina, the teenage witch.
I haven't. I think we've had her for maybe about 6 months now, so she's still a kitten. She's still pretty young, so there definitely will be some stuff happening. It's in the works.
Good.
Awesome.
Yes.
You have to.
So we are running low on time. So, which is sad. That went so fast. Like I could, we could definitely go another hour.
Yeah. Did we share all of our pictures? I feel like we missed.
We did. Are you thinking? Are there any that
you didn't have? You didn't have Kayla's, and then the one from Garrett.
Oh.
Where's my soul sister?
Right?
They were in there. We get lots of pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here's the one from Garrett.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we were missing Garrett's and Kayla's. That's the only other. That was last night. The event that I was going to be at until I had Doctor Strange tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check our Google Drive because
It's in there. I just looked.
actually, let me
It's
check.
for Cinderella and Maleficent. You sent them to me.
Oh, I know. No, I know. I sent them to you, and
Yeah,
I know
it's in
you
there.
got them. It's always
It's
Kelly's
okay.
fault.
It's okay.
When in doubt, it's Kelly's fault.
Kayla knows we love her no matter what.
Oh, yes. And she better, because if she doesn't,
Because look, I fangirled when I found out that Kayla was going to be a guest and that she was Kelly's friend, because I didn't know that because I had been following her for a while, and I'm like, oh, y'all are friends. I was like, okay, can I be a friend too?
I was like, haha, she lives 10 minutes away.
I was like, well, fine. I have to drive a long way, but that's fine.
Listen,
Come up there anyway.
It's up. I don't even remember what the time is. I've definitely done the math, but it is more than 10 minutes.
Yeah,
You need to come visit too.
Definitely. I think
we're just gonna eventually have a cosplay cafe meetup in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
It's
we're gonna
just
have to rent
Cafe Con.
like
Like, let's
huge
just
mansion.
There we go.
do it. I think Kayla and I are planning a Renaissance fair.
There she is.
There she is.
Yes, definitely come for the Renaissance fair. That
I love her so much. Everything she does is just so good.
Like,
she's awesome. And then she's the sweetest human on top of that, so you can't even
literally.
be mad.
Oh, you can't.
Agreed.
She's just a
thank you for
wholesome
catching that,
being.
Andrea.
You're good.
Master.
Did you see Derek's comment over here? As a wild card, a gender bend master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Listen, I would.
She's gonna be in a full rat fursuit.
Okay, Derek, get out of my head because I had a weird dream last night about the Ninja Turtles, and I was cosplaying April O'Neil.
Oh
You
my
could
God.
totally pull off April.
Thank
You should do
you.
April.
April's been on my list, like the OG cartoon version.
The funky yellow jumpsuit.
Yes.
with
yes.
the poofy hair.
Oh, I absolutely like
full,
with the Meredith.
Full on 80s hair. Full on 80s hair. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
80s cosplay
I'm
part
not doing
2.
Megan Fox. I am not doing Megan Fox version. No offense to Megan Fox. I mean,
she wasn't April O'Neil. Sorry.
On that
I
note,
grew up on the 80s one, so.
Yep, 80s April on the list. Derek will be happy because he likes redheads. So, but it was such a weird dream. So it's weird that Derek. So yes, Kaylee, you're doing Master Splinter, and I'm doing April O'Neil.
Will do.
If we're doing the full fursuit, we're only doing it in the winter.
I'll do like a human bound type thing as well. Like,
yes.
People that put on full fursuits in the summertime, I worry about them and their mental stability.
Yeah.
Because
like, you okay?
No. It's hot.
Not twice if you're
Yes.
It's like
guys have a fan inside, so that's something.
Yeah, some of them, and they do the cooling vests and stuff under them. But I'm just such a hot-natured person that I worry about anybody in heavy costume.
Yes, do it, Derek. Derek's gonna be
a turtle.
Be a turtle.
Okay, so Keely, do you have any last thoughts about cosplay? Any advice to cosplayers that you would like to share?
Don't be like me and be extremely OCD about it and just have fun. Like, don't spend, I mean, you can spend 5 hours in different shops and everything if you want, but like at the end of the day, nobody's gonna notice the little pattern on, like, it's
an easier said than done piece of advice.
I know. But at the end of the day,
I'm right there with you.
And it's fun, and it's like, it's a self-esteem booster, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in a world that isn't mine for a minute.
Yes.
It's definitely a little bit of escapism.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and then it's the getting ready, and I really miss cons. I miss cons so much, and so
we're starting to get back to them
soon. Yes, hopefully something soon, but definitely love yourself, because that's what that character would want for you. So,
I love
well,
that.
That is amazing advice.
unless they're a villain, then I mean,
The villains really love themselves.
oh yeah, then
Usually.
they love themselves, and yeah.
Well, you know, I always like when this piece of advice from RuPaul. He said, "Love yourself, because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love someone else?"
Can I get an amen?
I remember him saying that years and years and years ago, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that is great advice.
Well, and I love RuPaul's Drag Race too, so it all ties in. It's
Drag queens. We need some drag queens on here someday.
Yeah.
We need some
Any
drag
takes?
queens.
Let's go.
And before we go around and talk about where to find everyone, I've got a little video because it's Andrea's 20th anniversary.
Yesterday was my exact 20th anniversary. The
Happy
first time
anniversary.
I ever stepped on a con floor in cosplay.
It's so exciting, and
I didn't know you were doing this.
so much in 20 years. I'm
Done a
sorry
lot in 20
for
years.
not warning you. Sorry, not sorry.
I know you're
Not
not.
only-
You did. It came from a good place.
Not only am I doing this, but you're the subject of our next episode.
Like the people need to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's still not even everything.
That's only like a small taste of what
And
I
I've
saw off
also-
your Facebook.
Between what I've made for myself and friends and on commission. I mean, some of my friends were in some of the pictures. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah,
It made me cry over here. I was literally tearing up watching that, just so you know. That
Yeah,
was
I'm
so
not
sweet.
sorry even a little bit.
I cry at everything, so it's okay.
That's
Garrett
me.
says that was awesome. Thanks, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett. Garrett, you're awesome. You're
Yes,
literally
Crayley and I
like-
decided that next episode is going to have you as our featured guest.
You did tell me, yeah, you did tell me 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I can't believe, as well known as I've become for my Captain Marvel costume, I haven't worn it. And you go, well, you're wearing it on the one in the second week of March, and I'm like, or May, and I'm like, okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Will do.
Get to put on my mohawk and
You
Go
have done
for it.
so much in 20 years that we think we need an hour to talk about it. And we would like to invite everyone to send in pictures of whatever costumes they are proudest of, because that is what Andrea would like to show off. I know.
I
what
would
you'd like to
rather talk about you guys for an hour than myself. Y'all see me every week. So,
Well, we can
I-
show
I'm-
up what our friends are proud of
deserve
and talk about you.
yes.
How does that
I
sound?
would definitely love to see people send in the stuff that they are proud of. Your first costume, your newest, your oldest, whatever. I want to see something that made you happy putting it on.
Yeah.
Because that's what this means to me. Like, literally, I'm going to tear up really quick, but cosplay has gotten me through a lot of rough spots. So it makes me happy. And you guys make me happy, and my volunteer group. So, you know, it literally, I probably would have crumbled over the last few years without it.
I feel
So,
that.
Yeah, no, it got me through some rough spots. And when I started doing this 20 years ago, people told my parents, I'm 19 years old, they're like, it's a phase. It's a phase, just like her blue hair is a phase, and her loving this Japanese rock music is a phase. I correlate my love of cosplay with my love of the band Deer and Grey, because I started listening to the band right as I got into cosplay. So 20 years of those two things together, and blue hair. I dyed my hair blue when I was 19.
It's still blue.
So all the things that people told mom and dad were a passing phase, they're still here.
Yeah.
There's blue hair. Well, what's left of the blue hair is still under the wig and everything. So it's cosplay's not a passing phase, guys. It's here to
it
stay.
really is. I mean, look at cons. Like, it's not just like 5 of us out there. Like, it's a lot of people.
Okay, real quick, because I know we're going over, but do you ever put on a costume in your hotel room and go, I'm going to be the only idiot in costume at this convention?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you step out, you know it's not.
And you're just like, all right, I don't have to turn around.
Yeah, you know that there's going to be people in costume.
Yes.
But you always put it on.
Garrett. I would love it if people would send in.
The hotel floor to ceiling, the mirror that they have, and you're just like, oh no, this was a bad idea. And then you're just all like, absolutely not. And everyone is wonderful. And they're just like,
I literally, once again, have done this for 20 years, and I still step into the con and go, okay, they're all going to judge me. Here we go. I'm like, you get so nervous. And I'm like, I know this is fun. That's what we do.
Aubrey is right. Cosplay.
It really is, because even during like the day, and you're just like, oh, I could do this, and you have to like write down something really quick, and you're like, oh, I could totally match this with this, and it's like an ongoing thing. Like,
I'm a retail manager 5 days a week, literally the person running my store 5 days a week. My brain is still always at some point thinking about cosplay, and all of my coworkers know they knew I was a cosplayer before they knew the word cosplay. They were always, what costume are you making? Now that cosplay is a household word, whenever we get somebody new and they mention liking cosplay, have you met Annie yet? they're like, what? And they're like, she's the cosplayer. Like, it's.
So this is from my husband. And there's a quick story with this. I know we're over, but
we've been over the last 3 or 4 episodes. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So the second year I cosplayed, the first year that he and I went to a con together, I was dressed as Black Canary, and there was a Harley festival going on at the same time.
Like Harley Davidson?
Yes. And so we stepped out of the hotel room, and people looked at me, or stepped out of the hotel lobby, and people looked at me. They're like, "Oh, you're here for the Harley Fest, right?"
They're like,
"This is Black Canary."
You're like, yeah, no.
Maybe because of did you have like the leather jacket and everything?
Leather jacket, fishnets, little booty shorts, everything.
They're like, yeah, come on over.
That's a biker chick right there.
I didn't know that was going on, and like Black Canary is known for riding a motorcycle, and one of my goals that weekend was to get a picture of myself with a motorcycle.
Yes.
It was not hard to do.
That is one of my goals with my new Captain Carter. I want a picture on a motorcycle because
yes. Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Anybody that has a cool motorcycle, because we're only going to sit on it because I'm too clumsy to drive one.
Oh God, no.
Make this happen at some point.
It's a kind of a story like that one where we were at actually a church convention, and they were like, oh yeah, go on your break, and then we were like, there's a lot of people dressed up over there, and we're like, and I'm like, oh my God, guys, it's a con. And so we were like, on our break, we went from one side of Olympia, Washington Convention Center into the other side. So like from all the nuns and everybody. And then we just like went next door and we walked around this con and just like
We
Said, "Hi,
had
everybody."
it was Garrett Nikki told a story opposite of that on our last Disney when we were at a convention and it was across from a Christian choir competition.
Oh no! And they're
I also have
looking
been at one that had like a Jehovah's Witness convention and the same convention center.
awkward.
It
I
was
feel like the convention center planners should have thought about that.
Yeah,
because
they
was
probably did. They're like, this is going to be amazing.
It was great for me. It was great for me because I was like, I mean,
You're like, I'm doing both.
I'm gonna do both, and it's
like it's like the whole Road to El Dorado thing.
Yeah,
Why not both?
Why not both?
Both is good.
I literally, I was like, man, I wish I would have known. I would have brought like something that I could just change into really quick, and then walk
Something
around
simple.
and then
find a phone booth.
go back to all the singing and all the fun stuff.
That's great.
Yeah, it
con
was,
stories.
I
We
totally
could do an
forgot
entire
about
episode of con stories.
that. Oh, jeez.
We
Well,
should. We need
Part of the reason why I changed my username and everything was because my original one was Homestuck related, which is kind of how I got more into Instagram posting and actually like making my cosplays and putting them on social media. And so I'm kind of scooted away a little bit more and more. I mean, it's still
a lot of people
like, oh, it's nostalgic, but also
that
like,
was a phase.
Yeah, that was like
Homestuck was a phase. It definitely was more of a phase than a
judgment.
Yeah.
No judgment, because a lot of Homestucks did not know how to seal their body makeup and ruined a lot of things in hotels and convention centers.
Okay,
Yeah.
And gave a lot of con goers a bad name. I'm sorry, Homestucks, that were not one of those, but the good majority.
The ball pit.
The ball pit con.
Yeah.
There's that famous picture, and there's, I think, a Gamzee cosplayer in the ball pit in like that famous ball pit picture.
Yeah.
And it's just
the Tumblr days.
Guys,
that is we'll save that for another episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Once again, convention stories.
Just Google it. Just Google ball pit con if you don't know what we're talking about. Yeah. If you know,
you'll probably hang your head in shame like we did.
Yeah. It's like
okay.
Yeah. No, it was a lot.
Yeah, it's one of those where you just
I was on Tumblr when that was going on.
Yeah.
Like literally the weekend that was happening, and I was watching the post, and I was like,
I think I remember it happening as well, because I was also I was on Tumblr for a really, really long time.
Yeah, I did it for a while.
Let's put it this way, it was the geek version of Fire Festival.
Yeah, I was gonna say something along those lines. I was like,
it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
It was all this big buildup and people saying they were going and throwing this money into it, and then nothing.
It was a ball pit.
It was a ball pit.
It was like
could have gone to McDonald's Playland for that.
With balls in it.
It was a form of a pit.
It was a form of a pit.
Probably. I think.
There was a little bit. There was something in there. It was
something.
It was very sad.
It was something.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's end it on this note before we keep talking about balls.
Well, I will be in Disneyland in June. So if anyone is in Disneyland in June, I will be there.
So how can people find you?
Yeah, I am
aside from Disneyland.
Yeah. Instagram is LadyRat13. I don't post as much on Instagram as I used to, but I'm trying to get back into it. I'm getting a little bit more back into a normal schedule again. I had a little rocky patch in my work life, but we're getting back on track, so should be able to do more of that. And then I'm on TikTok as well. I believe I'm also Lady Rat on TikTok.
If you're not, you need to change it.
If not, it will be changed soon. I think, oh boy, oh no. Oh no, that's right. My TikTok name is Gay4Rats. The 4 is a 4. And because I was originally gay for raps, and it was because I started doing Cassandra stuff, and everyone thought I was just really big into hip hop. And I was like, no, it's Rapunzel. Like, Raps, but
Yeah.
so I changed it to rats because it works.
Oh, I love the stories behind people's usernames.
Yeah,
It's the best.
yeah. And then I have
I
a
love it.
non-cosplay Instagram account, and it's Frying Pan Enthusiast. And so that one is that's what my original Tumblr name was until Tumblr deleted all my stuff. So
Until it became Tumblr.
yeah, I still have it downloaded on my phone. I barely touch it though.
I go for it when I'm looking for pictures that I don't have saved somewhere else. I'm like, they're somewhere on my Tumblr.
Yeah, you're like, hold on, let me just.
Oh my gosh. I just realized that I still have a Tumblr out there. I
Yeah.
also still have a MySpace out there.
Well, I know
I
what
didn't
I
have
will
one
be
of those.
doing. I'll be finding all of you on Tumblr. No, I'm just kidding.
No, a lot of people followed me on Tumblr because I used to do giveaways for corsets that I made. I got a lot of followers because they wanted free corsets.
I don't blame them. Your courses are amazing as an owner of one of them. And I need
You're
to
the only one that owns the Superman corset like that.
and I love it so much.
It's a one of a kind.
I need to find more excuses to wear it. All right,
I was pretty proud of
Andrea, where can people find you?
Media Rice on Instagram. The Cosplay Cafe, I mostly run the Instagram there. I'm trying to get back to using my Media Rice Facebook more, but there's also, I think I'm in the link tree for the Cosplay Cafe. Find us there. We got all of our links in that.
Yeah,
Instagram's the main place.
/Cosplay Cafe. I need to double check if it's Cosplay Cafe Pod or Cosplay
I
Cafe
think
Pod.
it's Pod. I don't know. My brain doesn't work
It's one
anymore.
of those.
I got a wig on. It's squeezing the brain.
Yeah.
With my 10-mile long hair, I should just bleach my hair and cosplay Rapunzel. I got enough. I mean, I can almost sit on my hair when I have it down.
It is linktree.com/Cosplay Cafe Podcast.
Okay.
This is embarrassing. I should know this, but it's Friday.
Listen, I just forgot my own TikTok handle, so
that makes me feel a little better.
It's the wig brain. That's what
wig brain. It's late. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Well, excuses.
I will also say that I did make an Instagram for my the Bookish Rat that I do want to start doing like some book reviews and some like fun like book club stuff.
I will follow you because I am an avid reader.
Yes, so that is also in the works.
Awesome.
That got kind of put on hold because of all of the crazy job stuff. So, but
thinking of books, y'all should read Kelly's book.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Yeah, book 2.
You know, I'm gonna plug your friends. Always support them. Yes.
It's coming very, very soon.
Yes.
Very
excited.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope you all have a great weekend.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
of course. It was awesome.
You were fabulous.
Yes.